That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. Welcome to the Straight Red Card. Thank you all for joining us. Sorry, Brett. Kind of sprung that start on me, and I was kind of in the middle of something. So, had some coughing to do. All right.
I'll leave the vulgar joke aside.
Which vulgar joke? What? You were going to make a vulgar joke out of me coughing?
Yeah, we'll move on. We'll move on. Hey, there was a game today.
Okay, shit. There was? I don't know. I was kind of into the chat, man. You know? It's really into the chat. Oh, shout out to Tack, Get Better Soon. I think Pete said on his show like twice. I think he's got COVID. No, that's not something you just say. You can't just say that.
But who is he saying that about?
Tact, because Tact's sick.
Oh.
Yeah, and apparently, I was signed up and all ready to watch the first 30 minutes, from 8 to 8:30 before the game started.
Yeah.
But then Pete didn't show up at all until like 18 minutes, 8:18 instead of 8 o'clock. Apparently, his alarm didn't go off. Now that's happened to everybody, but
it's funny. I guess I have to recall that he's going to be on a different schedule than the rest of us. Being West Coast and working a later job anyways.
And I just wrote in on the chat, sometimes it takes more than 11 yanks. It's taking a little longer than he thought. All right. That game was pretty boring. And by the way, that you were telling me that guy kept saying Zacharias. He's wrong. That's not how that name is pronounced. It's not Zacharias. Do you see an A and a U at the end of that name? It's spelled Tsakiris.
I'm not gonna lie. The first game,
or Zacharias.
The first game, it literally sounded like you were saying Dracarys, which is, as we all know from Game of Thrones, it's High Valyrian for fire or whatever.
Yeah.
She says it to her dragon, so
okay. I don't know stuff like that. But still, he got that wrong. You mentioned earlier he couldn't say Leicester. He said Leicester.
Was that this game or was that the?
It was the one before Canada
game. Yeah. Was it the same guy? I don't even know if it was the same guy. I was just sitting there like, he's playing for Leicester. I was like,
there is no way you can be that boring twice in a row and not be the same guy, because he was completely the same in both matches.
I don't know. So somebody made a comment on Twitter and about the announcer. He's just sitting there for like a minute just saying city names, and Sam quote tweeted it and said something, and I go, man, running a solo commentating or being a solo commentator has to be a really rough job.
Got to be awful.
You just have shit to talk about, So I feel for the guy.
We would. They should hire us to do the shows. I promise not to swear.
Nah, I can't make that promise.
And we would give. Well, we could do
awfully biased towards the U.S.
Hey, man,
both ways, though. Quite frankly, we'd both be super hard on them and also overtly praising.
Sure, but I mean, you pay me enough, and I'll stop swearing. That's how it works. I don't go to work and swear because they're paying me not to swear. So I don't.
Fair play.
Like you don't run around the halls at your school district going,
fuck I always say, hey, you little fuckers, stop running.
So,
I'll look over my shoulder, make sure my boss isn't going around, then yell.
Yeah. To the commentator's credit, he had a hard job in front of him because CONCACAF apparently can't hire two things. One, someone to do color. Two, someone to moderate their horrible chat during the game. It's so bad.
I was debating on whether or not to just start reporting stuff so that way maybe
Can you do that?
Yeah, you can click on the little 3 dots next to it, and one of them is report a chat. At the very minimum, you can eventually get somebody banned, but I feel like that's kind of scummy. It's just it's just, I feel like I'm babysitting. I haven't actually commented on the chat because I don't feel like going down that rabbit hole. But I feel like I'm babysitting a bunch of 12-year-olds.
Yeah, it's pathetic. It really is. It's so bad, and it's like, come on.
And they think they're clever because they're saying
the opposite of clever.
They think it's insults and various things, and it's just like, guys, you guys are so dumb, so dumb.
What is this, middle school?
Just shut the fuck up.
God, I even said that to one guy. Said, "Shut your pie hole." Thank you. Didn't work.
All a favor, please.
And I was telling the other people, quit replying to those people. They're trolls.
Yeah.
The guy saying, "Oh, you guys call it soccer." Screw that guy. Just don't reply to him. Let him have his little football thing. That's what he wants to do. But if you reply to him, then they keep coming back for more. Although people stop replying to that one guy who is saying, you know what word, and saying it over and over and over and over and over again.
They're saying U.S. bundle of sticks.
Yes. U.S. Yeah, it was saying U.S. very happy.
Yeah.
That's what he kept saying over and over again. And, it didn't matter.
I guess the bundle of sticks doesn't work on that front. That's a different slogan.
Yeah, that's a whole different thing.
We'll reel it back. I like the very happy one. I think that's better. That's better suited there.
Yes. But, that's so horrible. It's just a waste of all our time.
Well,
it would be fun to have actual real conversations in the chat about the game, about the players, about who's kicking ass, who's kind of lame.
Well, I mean, of the 8,000 people, I'd imagine 4,000 to 6,000 of them probably aren't actually watching it for these two teams. They're just fans of like Mexico or Honduras that are in the chat. Just, well, these guys don't know anything about ball control. These guys do this. I'm just like,
man, they got to be really bored to watch this game. I'm serious, because this game was not that fun to watch. And one more thing on the commentator, because you brought it up, but the fact at the end of the game, he's like, Quinn Solomon had one heck of a game. No, I don't think so.
Absolutely brilliant, I think is the term.
Yeah.
Or something along those lines.
He should have scored all of those. None of those were remarkable, and he didn't play that well outside of those things. I don't know.
Hey, you know what? After the Canada game, where there were a number of choked opportunities, I was just glad that not only did we put him away, but he put him away.
Mm-hmm.
He had, he was coming off of a poor performance, in my opinion, against Canada. And outside, I think I mentioned this. Outside of the goals, I thought he was pretty
useless. I thought he was kind of useless.
And I got into a conversation with somebody on Twitter about this.
Sullivan?
But they're talking about Sullivan's finishing, being clinical or something along those lines. And I said, outside of his goals, all I saw was Sullivan getting dispossessed 90% of the time.
All I saw were perfect passes hitting his foot.
Yes, absolutely. So once again, I think Aronson had a hell of a game.
And that was a good run that he made for Aronson to kick the through ball to him.
Pukstas.
Yep.
I thought he had a great game. I think the midfield starting trio, I think, had a solid performance.
Yeah, Alvarado,
and
Zacharis.
Yeah.
Or Chikaris.
And quite frankly, for being the youngest kid on the field, I thought he was arguably one of the more confident and comfortable players with the ball at their feet.
Yeah, he looked pretty good.
Yeah.
He really did.
Very promising trio there. I thought, again, I thought Clark and Aronson played well together. I thought, even though, I think your phrase was that Clark was okay. I think that's what you told me.
I have a lot higher expectations.
That's a good. I guess you can make that
and
argument.
That's why when he has an okay game like he did today, he did get an assist. That was a great pass. But I don't know. I just want to see domination by him. Just like you guys are getting dominated, and I haven't seen that yet from him. And I did hear he took down all his New York Red Bull shit off his social media. I don't know what that means. I mean, does that mean he's not going to Leipzig? Is there something going on behind the scenes we don't know about? Because that's
or maybe what is it? Or maybe he's getting loaned out to somebody not New York Red Bulls. Or I mean, Leipzig have him. At this point, I wouldn't believe that a team would come and purchase or get a transfer for him. Well, what has he shown outside of the U20s at this point?
Yeah, maybe he's just pissed about not getting playing time. I mean, that could be true. So
I feel like when it comes to removing your club team from a social media profile, unless you do it across the board, I feel like that has to be a sign that he's not going to be at that club for much longer.
Yeah, because
especially since we're in the summer silly season. So.
I heard it was across the board, so that's not an accident. So I don't know. I was
very little done on social media that's an accident.
Yeah, I mean Clark was. I would give him credit involved in the Aronson to Clark to Quinn Sullivan, and then the Clark to Alvarado to Quinn Sullivan for the first 2 goals. So I'm not saying he played bad. I'm just saying I have high expectations for him because I remember seeing 2 years ago for the first time and going, this kid could be really good. But I said the same thing about Gideon Zalalem, and look how that worked out for me. And
that's the problem when hyping up youth players.
Yeah,
you could sit there. The best thing you could do is sit there and say, "Well, he's promising."
Yeah,
and that's what I was like doing with the trio. I was like, "Well, that's a promising trio."
It is.
It may turn out that none of those 3 central midfielders might not actually make the senior team ever in their lifetime.
No,
very possible.
I mean, think about it. We've got young kids right now playing on the senior team. Somebody's going to have to get better than Musa, better than McKennie, and better than Adams, and better than De La Torre real fast. You even make the 2026 team, honestly.
Well, you could take over Roldan's position, I guess.
Well, yeah, you could be a backup, I guess. But, I mean, looking at Puxas, he needs to get out of Split. He needs to, if he's that good, he should be in a better youth squad than their youth squad. He should be in Germany somewhere or wherever. He's got a passport. He can go play for Inter Milan's U19s or U23s or whatever.
The grand thing about these youth tournaments is that this is a showcase for international clubs to pick up on players that they may not necessarily be noticing. So
maybe
we'll see what happens.
I think that maybe is the case. I mean, we'll see. It seems like most of the good ones are already over there. Che, well, a lot of them are German Americans, so it's hard to say. But I mean, it seems like the best ones have already gone over there. But we'll see. Maybe some of these guys.
Well, and I think certain clubs, certain clubs like FC Dallas are definitely probably scouted more heavily than say Chicago Fire. Using that as an example, just based off of history alone.
Think about it this way: Clark was probably our best player on the field tonight, or near it, outside of Aronson.
Yeah,
and I don't see any future for Clark in England or Germany, or unless something immediately changes at his club right now, because he's not doing anything there. And by the way, Aronson isn't doing anything for Philadelphia either. Both of those guys don't play for their clubs, so they need to change that, and they need to fix it fast. So, but they both had good games tonight. Again, you said the midfield was good. I thought so too. And then the back four didn't really have that much to do. But who is the kid who kept giving away the CB, who kept passing it to a totally covered center?
Craig,
is that Neil?
Craig is the white kid.
Who's the dark-haired guy? I thought
that would have been Neil then, or Alan. I guess it depends on if you're talking center back. It's Neil.
It's Neil then, because he did that twice. He's just like, here, guys, have the ball. Here, I'm gonna just kick it straight to you.
I think Craig had a couple, at least in the first 10 minutes or so. He had a couple really good long balls.
He does, and he's got a
just lacing them perfectly.
I mean, the crosses he made on the set pieces were they're better than anybody we've got on the senior team. I mean, he's got a rocket on him, and it's night at just the right height. And I mean, he had some bad corners in the game before. It was the game before, but I think he's generally done really well on the free kicks. So
I think he's had a pretty solid tournament so far. We'll see what happens as we move on further.
Better than Neil. That's been better than what Neil did today. He could have given away a couple.
Today. I think Craig's been better than for Kranis as well.
For Uranus.
I try not to say it, I guess.
And then out wide, I don't know why you put Halliday in it for Cuevas. Just let Cuevas continue to play.
Yeah, well, no, because I understand why.
Why?
Cuevas has played both games, both first and second game, all 90 minutes. He probably wanted to just pull him out to give him a breather at the end of this game.
What, so Holiday could get another own goal?
Maybe.
I mean, listen, that's just a guy that has not impressed me.
Man, he was getting boned hardcore on those calls, man.
I know you texted me that. Like, boned?
some really bad calls. Like they're just fighting for the ball, and all of a sudden it's like tweet on him. And he's just like, "What the fuck did I do?"
Yeah, that must be when I was watching the chat, or when I was eating my Godiva ice cream.
Yeah.
This is brought to you by. No, it's not actually. I wish we were sponsored by Godiva.
I'd be a fatter man.
Yeah, I didn't buy it. My son came over for game night, and we ate half of it, and then I finished it while I was watching the game.
Man, so I was sitting there trying to the halftime subs. I was sitting there trying to predict who was going in for who, and I'm like, oh, well, Wolf's going to go in for Aronson.
Nope.
Let's see. Halliday's got to go in for Cuevas or
nope.
or out. No.
Yeah, Holiday did come in for Cuevas. Yes, that was
and
right.
then Luna's got to go in for somebody in the midfield, right?
You thought, but no, he came in for Aronson and played a false nine.
No. Luna came in for Cuevas. Wolf came in for Sullivan. Halliday came in for Aronson.
Okay. Hold on. None of that matters. It matters.
I know that doesn't matter.
Where they actually played. Yeah.
I had to sit there and go back. I had to go back and find the numbers, and I'm like, no, that's for Aronson.
Yeah, none of that made sense when I read it either.
The three players came out, and the three players took their spots. But not in those spots.
Not in those roles at all.
I thought it was funny.
Not like for like at all. Wolf came in and started out on the right and then moved to the left, because then Cal moved to the right, and Luna came in and played a false nine, and then McGlynn came in for Alvarado later. Puxis and Zacharies played the whole game. So did Allen, Craig, and Neil. But then Halliday came in for Cuevas, and Brady wished somebody came in for him because he was bored. It's like, please give me some action.
He touched the ball a couple times.
He did, but he was bored. I would hate to, that's why I hated playing goalie when I was like 5. I played goalie for one game, and I said, I'm never playing goalie again, because I just sat back there and picked my nose the whole game. I had probably literally when I was 5 years old, I had to play goalie. Yeah.
Man, yeah, at least through U8s right now, there are no goalies for in Jackson's league.
Dude, back in the 80s, and this would have been 70.
Wait, 11 to 11?
77. We did full 11 for V11 on a full fucking high school field with big ass goals. The actual standard goals.
That would be horrendously boring for the goalkeepers. Because for a 5-year-old, man, that's going to take you like, with herd ball and everything, it's going to take you like an hour to get down the pitch.
It did. It was like rugby, not soccer. And you weren't involved in the scrum. And the scrum never got close enough to either goal. It just kind of hung in the midfield and went back and swayed back and forth. Just, like a little fucking hurricane or something, or a tornado.
So,
yeah.
I was saying in my ute, we played short-sided fields. So between your ute and my ute,
it changed, because by the time my brother started playing youth soccer in West Point, New York, they had the half fields and the sort of hockey size goals instead. So, and that was good.
Still half fields, you said?
It was even smaller than half fields. I would say there was one soccer field. They turned into 3 soccer fields going the opposite direction.
Gotcha.
Yeah. Yeah, I remember going to watch my brother play, and then he played goalie, and he hated it too. Even hockey goalie. And then he wasn't real life. He played hockey and was a hockey goalie. So you thought he would like it, but he was bored. He wanted to get in the scrum. All right. By the way, before we move on, Canada sucks. Their U20 team is awful.
Hey, you know what? They're gonna have a challenge going up against Panama.
Took them 60 minutes.
26.
60 minutes to score against St. Kitts.
And St. Kitts had a couple of opportunities.
Yes, they did.
And they're like, so much so that they were like, oh my God, that's going to be our only chance on goal. We should have put that away.
Yep.
And yes, it did come back to backfire. Mind you, Canada eventually woke up.
They didn't just wake up. St. Kitts, after the second one in, they were just like, fuck this game. I went, go.
What time did I in?
Keep scoring. They scored like 4 goals in 20 minutes. Because I think once the first one or second one went in, it just looked like nobody cared. St. Kitts. They're a horrible team. I mean, if you can't beat St. Kitts like 6-0, 10-0, Cuba beat them 6-0. Canada could only beat them 4-0.
Well, and we just witnessed Cuba having like a half chance only in the entire 90 minutes against us.
Yeah.
So
there was another team, by the way, CONCACAF, please fix this, who only brought 13 players to this tournament. Yeah, 13. And no goalkeepers. I can't remember. There was another Saint something country. And maybe we can look that up real quick. This is what I was told. They only brought 13 players, and they didn't bring a goalkeeper because of some sort of travel passport issues. So
let's see here. Scrolling through, there's Suriname, there is Aruba, Antigua and Barbados.
Nope, it's another Saint something team.
There's no other Saint something team.
All right, well then I can't remember.
So out of the U.S., Group B is Mexico, Haiti, Trinidad and Tobago, and Suriname. C is El Salvador, Guatemala, Panama, Aruba.
Those
and
are
then
all
Group
good.
D is Honduras, Costa Rica, Jamaica, and Antigua.
Maybe it was Antigua. All I know is that's embarrassing. And maybe that's on the federation of whatever country that is for not getting their passport situation fucking figured out. I mean, all the players on your team play on the island you live on. It shouldn't be that hard to make sure they all get passports to somewhere.
Okay.
I mean, how hard is that?
I got to pull this up. On the cuff, just clicking a random Antigua game. Take a look at this right here. No one got subbed in or subbed out. Or
maybe it was them.
What is this? They got subbed out off the bench? Is that what that said? Like you're on the bench. You're subbed off. I don't know.
That is weird.
What is that?
Yeah, you were sent packing, I guess.
Yeah, maybe got red carded. Maybe no name here got red carded while on the bench or something. I don't know.
Could be. I don't know. You'd think there'd be a little cardy thing next to him.
Let's just see so there's 11, 12, 13, 14, maybe 15, 16, 17, 18. So they have 18.
Okay, so they're good. That wasn't them. But anyhow, somebody had that problem, and I can't remember who it was.
Oh, no, that game's not even played yet.
I didn't think it was Aruba, but it could
Aruba.
It's
they got players.
Yeah.
These got players.
They got money in Aruba.
So Suriname's the only one.
I
guess unless it's Haiti. Let's go Suriname.
They're a travel destination, Aruba.
Nope, everybody's got it.
Okay, maybe they were talking about the Caribbean tournament. It was the play-in to get into this one.
Yeah.
All right, because that's what
has to be.
It was Saint somebody. But I thought I wrote it down. Anyhow, that all needs to be fixed. Mm-hmm. There should be 23 players on each team. And, I don't know. The game today was fine. I was a little bored. I like the goals. Don't get me wrong. As far as being blown away by any of these players so far, no, not blown away. Have enjoyed watching Luna. Have enjoyed watching Aronson.
Who mentioned this? Somebody mentioned how this is one of the few U20s where it's not a team where you have like a superstar or two on it, and then you forget about everybody else.
Yeah,
this is a team where it's like they're actually working as a team to an extent.
This is almost
we'll wait till they actually are challenged for a game.
If we could have put some other of the U20s who are in Europe on this team, like Sinogo or Che or who's the guy at Wolfsburg? Forgot his name. You know, it'd been kind of fun to watch this a lot more because it'd be a mixed group of people and it'd be easier to kind of compare and contrast the players than Europe.
Even including somebody like Brian Gutierrez from Chicago would have been nice.
That would have been cool. Would have been cool if Vargas showed up too. We'll
see him in the knockout stage. We should see him. Technically speaking, we should see him on the 25th.
Nicaragua, right?
Yeah. So we play Nicaragua. Cuba plays Guatemala. Canada plays Panama.
What day is that?
25th is a Saturday.
Oh shit. Well, that's going to be interesting. I have to go out to dinner with my parents. So I may not be available unless it's played earlier in the day, which most of them have not been because they've been in.
Well, I mean, watch it when you can. We'll do the recording on Sunday if need be.
That's true. We'll just do it on Sunday on the laptop. Okay. Well, they're on the laptop, dumbass. All right.
On the computer and the interwebs.
So anyhow, I think, unless you've got more to add, I wasn't blown away by the game. By the way, at least we didn't over celebrate. I like the fact the U.S. has very mostly relaxed celebrations and everybody's they're patting each other on the head because they're a team and they're supporting each other, right? Canada, learn how to fucking celebrate your game win in goals against St. Kitts another way, except running at the camera.
Of the Caribbean.
Do you see those morons run at the camera and start saying
I saw the
shit?
one, yeah. I saw the one.
And they did it twice. Hey, you just scored against St. Kitts, you fucking Canucks. It ain't that big of a deal. Slow clap. You were tied with them for 60 minutes. You're awful. You're an awful team. Anyhow, I know that they're missing players. Canada is, so don't take this as being anti-Canadian. They've just been horrible. If that was the U.S. team, I'd be embarrassed. Frankly, I would have been embarrassed watching them in these last 3 games. But we're going to be back right for the live show tomorrow, where we're going to talk about we're going to go back and look at our old 26, our last 26 we picked for Berhalter. We're going to see what we would change on that particular roster. So we picked 26 that are going to Qatar. Do we still agree with who we picked that we think Greg's going to take? But yeah, I don't know because I can't remember what we picked. So I'm going to have to go back and check that out. Also, I wanted to certainly talk about our next 2 friendlies for the big boy team, which are going to be against Japan and Saudi Arabia. Mm-hmm. Were those good picks? We'll answer that question on the next show.
Tomorrow.
Exactly.
Or today, depending on when you're watching it. Yes, or maybe even yesterday. Who knows?
Could be a week from now. All right. Until then, make sure you like, subscribe, share with your grandma. We'll be back on the Straight Red Card. That hurt. More verticality. Recording in progress. All right. That was perfect timing.
Couldn't be a better start to the show, Derek.
Welcome to Red Card. Hold on.
We still have some editing to do. That'll be in our blooper reel at the end of it. Let's take a snippet and move it.
I think you can just leave it in. Well,